Alrighty, welcome to an Invasion Planeshift Apocalypse draft. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to do some drafting today. Unfortunate pack for me. The rare is bad, destroy an enchantment and make X 1/1s where X is a mana value, though this saw some constructed play. Elfhame Palace is actually pretty good. Dual lands are really good in this format, and this is one of the better cycles. There's like some giant growths I really don't want. There's no good blue or black cards. I might take Thornscape Apprentice. White tap a creature, and green or red tap give a creature first strike. There's some savage onboard tricks. So I think this is a white-green card and this is a white-green land. I think I'd rather have the white-green card over the white-green land, though it is pretty close, to be honest. I don't really like starting with this. I would much prefer to start with like a blue or black card. I think those are the two best colors. Here, so again, another garbage IPA rarity. You can look up Psychic Battle on your own time if you want. It's terrible. Don't bother. All right, Reviving Vapors is decent. Look at the top three, put one in your hand, and gain life equal to its mana cost. Another Duel is pretty good. Frenzied Tilling is surprisingly not bad. It destroys one of their lands. They're playing a lot of colors. You're playing a lot of colors. You go get a land. There's the common cycle of lands, which are playable but not insane. Nomadic Elf is decent. So is the Pincher Spider. So is Kieran Trailblazer. And there's also Recover. This returns a creature and you draw a card. I'm kind of leaning towards just taking the Trailblazer here or the Nomadic Elf and just maybe going towards 5-color green. I mean, Saltmarsh is decent, but it kind of makes me either throw away Thornscape or play a 5-color deck. And if I was going to play a 5-color green deck, I'd rather just take one of the fixers. I think of these two, I'm just going to take Nomadic Elf. It's cheaper and it also can fix multiple colors. So I think that's a decent start. Okay, I don't mind a Benalich Emissary either. So this, oh wait, there's a Talia Samite Masters. So 3 white for a 2/3. X tap, prevent X damage to target creature this turn, and you can only spend a white mana, or gain X life, only spend a white mana. Oh, you can only spend a white mana on X. Not convinced that that's actually good. It can be good if you have a lot of white mana, but I don't really want to take a double white card that basically requires me to have 2 to 3 white mana in play to do anything. I might take Benalich Emissary. So this is basically a 5-mana 1/4 that blows up a land. But again, people have the sketchiest mana bases because it's a 3-color format, sometimes more, with not quite enough fixing. So I'm leaning towards the Benalich Emissary, especially since I have a green-white card already. It's also Pouncing Kavu, 5-mana 3/3 haste first strike, which is pretty good. And Razorfoot, one of the many 4-mana 2/2 flyers. One of the better ones because it has first strike, but I'm just going to take the Emissary. And another bad rare. Unfortunately, the best card in the pack, or the best cards in the pack, are like red, blue, and black, which is not what I want to be. But I might just take Dismantling Blow. 3 mana to destroy an artifact or enchantment, but you can also kick it and draw 2 cards. There's enough artifacts or enchantments around that this often has a target, and drawing 2 cards is absurd. And none of these other cards are splashable in a 5-color deck or really that exciting. Okay, there's Galena's Knight here. 2/2 pro red's great. Tower Drake's also pretty good. 3 mana 2/1 flying. You pay white to pump its toughness. So yeah, I mean this brawls pretty well. Some mediocre red cards. I mean, Cover Runner's pretty good. A 4-mana 3/3 is basically base playable in IPA. The creature stats in this format are really, really horrendous. Prison Barricade's also fine. It's a 2-mana 1/3 defender or a 4-mana 2/4 that can attack. Wow. I think I'm just going to take the Tower Drake. If you're straight blue-white, I like Galena's Knight a little bit more just because it's a good 2-drop. You can play it early and it's pro-red. This is going to be a little better in the late game, I think. And I think it's enough better than Prison Barricade that I'm happy to take it. Oh wow, Kelvin Necropolis is a fantastic card. A land that lets you throw creatures at anything. I'm liking white is seeming really open here. There's Crimson Acolyte, which I'm probably going to take. This is 2 mana 1/1 pro red, and you pay a white to give any creature pro red. There's Obsidian, which is black, and Crimson, which is red. These Acolytes, they just completely hose some decks. You just play this, can block all the red ground creatures, and shuts off all the red removal, which is among the better removal. So there's also Spirit Weaver, which pumps a green or blue creature's toughness, which is good, and Sunscape, which pumps anything for a green and tap, which is quite good. But I'll take Crimson Acolyte here. The second Dismantling Blow is a lot less impressive, honestly. Obliterate. 6 red, blow up everything. This was a Can't be countered. This was a cool card. This was played in some constructed decks, but don't really want that. Strain is kind of cool. Prevents all damage that be dealt by target attacking creatures. So Cauldron Dance is interesting. You can only cast it during combat. You return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gets haste and it goes to your hand. And then you can put a creature from your hand onto the battlefield. It gains haste and then you sack it in a turn. There's also Pulse of Llanowar, which makes all your basics tap for any color. I remember this being pretty bad, but I think I'll take it just in case. All right, I'm going to take a second Crimson Acolyte for two reasons. One, against red decks, this card just completely shuts them down. And then two, this cuts off white a little bit more, because I think we're passing a lot of white, because even taking a white card out of every pack, there's just tons of white cards in every pack. Explosive Growth is pretty good, so is Aggressive Urge. So 2 mana to give a creature +1/+1 and draw a card, or 1 mana to give +2/+2, or 6 mana to give +5/+5. I kind of like Explosive Growth. I think this one has enough utility. Might Weaver is a pretty bad one. This is another cycle. It gives red or white creatures trample. That's whatever. The elephant has to be blocked. Whatever. I'm just going to do that. All right, I'll take the green, white, blue land. That seems like a fine place to be, given that I have all green, white, and blue cards. So the first two packs are decent for this strategy because they're allied colors. So we're going to see green, white, and white, blue cards in the next pack. And then the last pack is going to be somewhat hostile because Apocalypse theme was enemy colors. So it's going to be all enemy stuff. So there's Hunting Kavu, which exiles a creature without flying that's attacking you. I don't think that's great. I'm actually going to take Hypnotic Cloud. It's only 1 black, so it's pretty splashable. And it's 6 mana to make them discard 3 cards. There's some decks that actually get really messed up by this card. The format's pretty slow, and I think Hypnotic Cloud is kind of a decent one. Like, I don't mind splashing that if it comes to it. Ancient Kavu is quite playable. Divine Presence still isn't. I'm going to take the Strength of Unity. Gives a creature +X/+X, where X is the number of basic land types you have. I don't know that I want to main deck it, but it's a decent sideboard card. So this is a hate card for red and green. You put it on a permanent, they have to pay its cost or sack it every turn. Yeah, that seems like actually a decent-ish hate card. Not good enough to main deck, but not terrible. All right. Would I lobby for changing the rules to damage stacking for these throwback drafts? No, that sounds like a really, really terrible idea. All right, I'm probably going to take my first splash card here. Magma Burst is 3 in a red, deal 3 to any target, and you can pay kick or sack 2 lands to do that to another target. Just an incredible card, and I'm probably going to want to splash some stuff anyway, and this card is just too good to pass up. There's a Terminate, but that's a double splash, and it's just worse than Magma Burst anyway. Slay is actually really strong. Destroy a green creature, draw a card. Gainsay is decent, counter a blue spell. I don't love Eladamri's Call, but it's playable. I mean, I would put it in my deck for sure, but I'm just going to take the Magma Burst. Okay, this is a pretty guilt-free Daragaz's Caldera. You get to, it taps for red, green, or black, but you have to bounce a land when you play it. So, like, again, the lands are not great in this format, but this helps splash 2 off-color cards while also tapping for green. This is also pretty good, but it's a double splash, so I'm certainly not taking it because you play this for the black kicker, which is they discard 2 cards. It's 5 mana, 2/2, they discard 2. Or it kills an enchantment, but I don't need that part too much. Samite Pilgrim is also really good. 2 mana, 1/1, taps to prevent X to any creature where X is the number of land types you control. Really hard to have combat go on when you have that thing in play. Okay, so there's Dromar's Charm, but again, that's somewhat of a double splash because I'm looking like base green-white, and so this is a blue-white-black, but it does, give a creature a -2/-2 or counter any spell. There's Skyship Weatherlight, which is a 4 mana play. You get to put a bunch of creatures from your deck under it, and then you pay 4 tap and get a random card. But I think I'm just going to take Hunting Drake. You get to play this. It's a 5 mana 2/2 flying and puts a green or red creature on top of the owner's library. It's not optional, but it's still very, very good. Enough decks have red or green creatures that you're almost always going to have a target, and you can side it out if you don't. Or I can try to not play it when I have a green creature in play. The other thing to consider is I've got 2 green cards and 1 green land. Explosive Growth barely counts. I could also end up being white-blue. Wouldn't be crazy if we ended up that direction. All right, I'm probably still going to take Croesus Catacombs. just such a good fixing, and I'm not even passing up a great card. What's the next best card in the pack? Like another 4-mana 2/2 flyer with marginal text? Like, not a big deal. Ooh, I do like Hobble, though. So this makes a creature unable to attack, and you draw a card. And if it's a black creature, it can't even block. So just a fantastic card. I think well worth taking over to second Hunting Drake. Terminate still is a card that's intriguing, but again, it's a double splash. And I don't even have a lot of white cards either, but at some point I'm going to have to pick colors, right? I'll take that. Can't really take Lava Zombie. We're not in a position to take a black-red bounce creature. I might just take Confound here. I almost always want to have one of these. Counterspell that targets a creature, draw a card. Like I have 3 cards already that target creatures. The average deck can have like, maybe 3.5 or something, and sometimes more. And there's not anything else. Like another combat trick isn't that interesting. Nightscape Familiar is really good, but it's not really for this deck. So would have been nice to pick up some Silver Drakes, but didn't see any of those. I'll probably take Sea Snid now. 5-mana 3/3. Again, passable stats. It might not look like it. And it taps to make a land any type of your choice. So it's mana fixing, but at what cost? At 5, actually. Well, going into pack 3, I honestly could be like some kind of like Jeskai-ish list. I don't know. I mean, both those green cards are very good. The green kicker on that is very good. It's not... I have blue and white cards and 1 good red card, 1 good black card, and 2 red-black lands that can help splash them. So we'll kind of see where we end up. I'm not really feeling strong pressure in any direction. Unfortunately, I haven't really seen too many like really good cards. Like I've got a Magma Burst and a Hobble. Those are both pretty good. Amphibious Kavu's decent, actually. It's 3 mana for a 2/2, but it gets +3/+3 if a blue or black creature tangles with it. Myra Kavu is good in a red-black deck. It's a 4 mana 4/3, which is good stats. Pygmy Kavu draws a card for each black card your opponent's control. I don't mind having that as a sideboard. There's also Sisei's Ingenuity, which is not terrible. You put it on a creature and it draws a card, so that's already fine. And then you can pay 3 mana to give a creature target creature becomes the color of your choice. The reason I'm taking this is it's actually really good with Crimson Acolyte because I can make other creatures red. There's also Shifting Sky, which would make all creatures red. But I could take Gainsay, or I could take Eladamri's Call. I don't think I want the Shifting Sky, and I think the other one might wheel anyway. I don't really want Gaia's Might. I already have 1 combat trick. It's between Gainsay and Eladamri's Call, and I guess I'd rather have Eladamri's Call, though it is kind of close. A red-green Kavu that bounces a red or green creature. There's lots of destructive flows. A 3-mana 2/2 that pumps for black mana. Again, this is a good card, but I'm not going to have enough black for it to be particularly good. Maybe now I take the Gaia's Might, even though I'm not really that interested in it. Don't really want another combat trick. Okay, do I want Shifting Sky? I guess the Skyship Weatherlight just does not look good. Am I really going to play Shifting Sky? I don't really think so. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I'll take Skyship Weatherlight. What's up with all these Caldera Kavus? I'm just going to take it, I guess. I don't really need another combat trick. All right, well, these are all unplayables. Did have a lot of unplayables back then. All right, well, we're going to need a bit of a direction for pack 3. We'll see. Gaia's Might's probably not in. Ooh, Vindicate. Don't mind that one. Hey, what up, Chris? Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. So obviously you wouldn't be unhappy just to take Vindicate. It's a really good card. Jilt is one of the reasons to be in red-blue. This is bounce a creature and deal 2 damage to another creature. Just fantastic. Minotaur Illusionist is pretty good. 5 mana 3/4. Gets to sack it to deal damage to a creature. I'm probably just going to take Vindicate, I think. They're both like similar-ish splashes. I have the lands for either. I'm playing blue and white mainly, but I think I'll just take the Vindicate. Oh, Death Grasp. There we go. X damage to any target, you gain X life. Wow, this is a stacked pack. There's also Razorfin Hunter, taps to deal 1 to any target, and then Phyrexian Gargantua, 6 mana 4/4, lose 2, draw 2. all really good. Plus double Orim's Thunder, Llanowar Dead. On a Disciple is a really undervalued card. This is one of the reasons to be able to have access to green and black mana. A 1/1 that gets black tapped, give a creature -2/-0 until end of turn. Unbelievably annoying to play against. But I'm going to take the Fireball. The Fireball is really good. All right, there's Coalition Honor Guard and Jungle Barrier. I love them both. There's also a Temporal Spring, but I'm going to take the Honor Guard. They have not made Flag Bearers again for good reason. 4 mana 2/4, but when they're choosing targets as part of casting a spell or activating ability, they have to choose a Flag Bearer if they can. They're just unbelievable. Every spell or ability they use has to target this. So at a 2/4, I mean, there's the 1/1 version too, which is still playable, but the 2/4 version, if they have a deal 3, it's just dead. If they have a Giant Growth, it's dead. If they have discard, they can tap your Flag Bearer, but they can't give first strike to anything else. So I'm going to take that. If I'm lucky, one of the 2 blue-green cards will wheel. Well, actually 2.5, because this is a blue-green-black card. So I'll take the Honor Guard there. This has been a really good Apocalypse pack. I'm happy with this so far. Now I kind of have to decide, am I going to play green? Because if so, Lay of the Land is really good. You pay a green, you get a land of any choice, and that helps fix. I guess I just don't really have a reason, especially with Eladamri's Call now. I'm probably going to take Lay of the Land over. This is a pacifism that you can kill the creature off by giving it -1/-1 a bunch of times, or make it unable to block. Do you find that older draft formats like IPA have pretty set strategies or lanes to go into, or have modern ways of evaluating Magic impacted your approach? No, I mean, I don't think... Like, the difference of me playing IPA now and me playing IPA in the past is I'm better at Magic than I used to be. When I drafted this set, I was like in high school and it wasn't good. And I wasn't good, rather. But the archetypes that they kind of seeded into the set are still there, you know. Oh, here's how we win. Goblin Trenches. Sack a land to make 2/1/1 red creature. 2 sack a land to make 2/1/1 red and white goblins. Unbelievable card. Consume Strength is also busted. Give a creature +2/+2. Give another creature -2/-2. And Urborg Elf is probably what I'd be looking at taking, but I'm going to take the Trenches because Goblin Trenches is just basically unbeatable. You just you pay 8, sack all your lands, or sack 4 lands, and make 8 1/1s. And then next turn you make 4 more, and you run them over. All right, Confound can probably go. Citizen's Ingenuity is a minor combo, by the way. I can put this on a creature, draw a card, so very low cost. Later I can Dismantling Blow it and draw 2 cards. Okay, so now, am I playing Savage Gorilla? This is a good card. 5 mana 3/3, you pay a blue, black, tap, and sack to give a creature -3/-3 and draw a card. So pretty good card advantage. I might just take Order Chaos because Order is really good. 3 and a white, exile and attacking creatures is just a fantastic removal spell. And then also Chaos, making creatures unable to block. It's pretty good when you're just like trying to Trenches them out. The Trenches Death Grasp is not really a combo. That's okay. I'll live with the 2 really good cards, I think. All right, there's the Bobcat, which is a 3 mana 2/1 that dies into a 2/1. Just a really good card. Helionaut, 3 mana 1/2 flying, but it pays 1 and tap, adds a mana of any color. Or Llanowar Dead, which is if you're base green-black, that would be good, but you're not going to be most of the time. It's 2 mana 2/2 that taps for a black. I'm going to take Helionaut. Helionaut, I'm going to be playing a good amount of white sources, and this fixes my mana nicely, so happy with that. Oh, a second Helionaut. All right, that actually just makes it so I can... I mean, it's one of the cards I actually really want in this format. And then the Disciple came back. Happy about that. All right, I think the next pack or one pack later is going to have all those blue-green cards. Maybe I'll get another one back. Okay, I'll take an Orim's Thunder just in case. They already have Dismantling Blow, which I don't even know if I'm playing. I mean, I like where I'm at here. Wow, Savage Gorilla and Standard Bearer wield. I think I'll just take Standard Bearer, though. I think that the Flag Bearers are just too good to pass up on. Okay, we're in the unplayables. I'm probably not going to even play the Dismantling Blow. And this is with 17 land. This is looking like an 18 land deck. Coalition Flag is actually not the worst. It turns a creature into a Flag Bearer, which, you know, it can be good on the right creature. Thing is, with 18 lands, like I have Trenches and Death Grasp to... Oh, I can play 17 and Lay of the Land. Yeah. Yeah, beers is right. However good people think flag bears are, they're 10 times better. That's about right. Flag bears are like the banding of IPA. It's just so much better than you think. Okay, so if you look at this, let's see. Hold on. If you look at this, this is like a 6-drop. This is a 4-drop. We'll call this a 5, sure. This is a 5. Yeah, this curve is not too bad. I think Eladamri's call is pretty good. Can go get Coalition Honor Guard, Crimson Acolyte, Benalish Emissary, Hunting Drake. Yeah. Was banding good? I thought it was bad. I mean, it depends. Power level wise, banding is obscenely powerful and limited. Like it's unbeatable and limited. Is it a good mechanic? No, it's a horrible mechanic to make. Yeah, look, I'm basically white, green, blue, like slightly more on green because I have basically 2 green fixers and then a lot of white. And then I've got 3 black cards and 2 red cards. Totally. Okay. And these lands are going to help a lot. Is there anything so Cici's Ingenuity I don't love it as much when you're not like straight white blue, but when I have 2 Crimson Acolytes in play, making any creature into a red creature means that this can just block it for days. Or, if they block my 3/3 with their 3/3, I can make their 3/3 red and then give it pro red. That's a pretty good combination. What would I cut if I were to cut it for something? I guess it would probably be Explosive Growth or Gaia's Might. And there's also Dismantling Blow or Orm's Thunder. I would play one of those cards. Let's look at our mana and see where we're at. So right now I've got 1 green source. And I want I'm going to have 1 mountain, 1 swamp. That should be enough. Let's see. So this will give me 6 green sources, 7 white sources. Let's see. This is already 1 over. I'm probably gonna go down to 1 island, and once I do that, though, I do actually want to cut the Cici's Ingenuity for a green or white card. I think Confound is a fine card. I'm just struggling to find cuts here, and especially since right now, like for blue, right, I have 3 lands that produce blue, plus Lay of the Land, plus Nomadic Elf, 2 Helios. So I'm kind of on like 7 blue sources. But I wonder if I could also just cut the Sea Snid, splash the 2 flyers, and then that probably necessitates putting in Orm's Thunder and then like an Explosive Growth, something like that. Because I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, the 1 mountain is great. The 1 swamp is great. Like, because that's 3/3 plus Lay of the Land, Nomadic Elf, and 2 Helionauts. Well, we have heavier red naturally because we have 2 red lands, only 1 blue land of those. I guess Irrigation Ditch also kind of counts. And I think 1 mana +2/+2 always, but 6 mana +5/5 is probably better than this. I'm frequently going to have 2 to 3 out. So most of the time it's going to be similar, but yeah, I like this. I think this is fine. This is 12 creatures, but I have an ample win conditions, so let's just do that. Hey, Lightning, I don't usually do draft critiques on stream. It just kind of pulls away a lot of the attention onto a deck, and it takes a while to look at it. So, good luck. You're welcome to post a link, and chat can help if they would like. Obviously, if you're someone who's been hanging out and been part of the community for a really long time, that does change things. But if you hop in and ask, I'm a little less likely to. All right. I'll have you know, this deck actually has better mana than the average IPA 3-color deck by quite a bit. Just all those Helionauts and whatnot. I'm not going to play first. Better mana, he says. It's great, he says. Look, All I need to do is draw one of my many planes, and I can Eladamri's Call for a Helionaut, and all sins are washed away. Or I could draw Croesus' Catacombs, and then I would also be fine. So, this is still a fine hand, I would say. Oh, look, there's the plane. See. The funny thing is, I think there's a pretty good chance that I am gonna Eladamri's Call for a Helionaut here, but we'll see. Thunderscape Familiar. Look, it makes up for the fact that they had to miss a land drop for that. Certainly not going to attack because they have a 1/1 first striker out. What are my options if I don't get Helionaut? Well, let's see what they play this turn. Penumbra Bobcat. Okay. Really, it didn't attack. 2/1, huh? I could get Crimson Acolyte. I think I should just get Helionaut, though. I think it's just asking for trouble not to get this when I have a handful of red-black cards. Okay, they get to slay. That's fine. I would say my opponent's draw is actually considered somewhat aggressive by the standards of the set. So I'm really hoping to Hypnotic Cloud on 6 mana, so I'm not quite there yet. So I'm probably not going to kick Magma Burst. So the way you want to play this card is you kind of want to avoid playing Magma Burst as long as you can, because you almost always want to kick it. Trading 2 lands for another creature in the late game is really, really good. So you don't want to, but you don't want to cast this early because it really impinges on your ability to cast other spells. The Exotic Cursed. Oh, they actually couldn't kill the Helionaut, funnily enough, because this gives -1/-1 for each basic land type, and they only have Mountain. These don't count as anything but layers. Hey, what up, Sam Beckett? Welcome, welcome. Well, that all said, I might just cast Magma Burst here at some point. Like, if they attack with Thunderscape, I would block, and if they try to play a combat trick, I'd probably Magma Burst. But there's also a chance if they play something, I'd want to burst it. That's not too bad. All right. I would like to draw a spell at some point, I guess. Let's pass. I really hope they don't play 2 spells this turn. I'll be disappointed if they do. If they go like land spell, it would be really annoying. Okay, I'll take 2. I don't really want a Magma Burst end of turn. I guess I will if I have to. Oh, they didn't play a spell. Okay. Now I can play this with Kicker. And then we can probably stabilize from there. So they discard 3 cards now. Hopefully they can't cast any in response. They can't. Oh, they had 3. They didn't play anything because they thought I was setting up for a Wrath and I mind twisted them. Oh, you love to see it, honestly. Unfortunately, this Penumbra Bobcat's actually still pretty annoying. Let's see. Let's lay of the land. Let's just get a mountain. Play a mountain. Play Helionaut. Attack for 1. I mean, look, exclude is in the format, counter a creature, draw a card, so it's not like they made a crazy play there, but oh my god, then they drew Phyrexian Gargantua? That's tough. That's tough. All right. And they drew a Swamp afterwards, so I couldn't even block the Bobcat. I guess I'm going to have to drain the Phyrexian Gargantua. I still haven't drawn a spell in like a million turns, but I guess that is how it is. All right. Nug that for 6. Pass. Not taking a lot of damage here, and I'm getting to the point where I can kick Magma Burst if they play something. All right. I guess I'm just going to pass here. I kind of don't think I'm supposed to attack with the Helionaut. I'll take 2 more here. I think I'm going to kick Magma Burst end of turn if they don't do anything. I really don't want to kill Penumbra Bobcat with it, though. It's just such a waste. Amphibious Kavu, sure. All right. Boom, boom. I guess I'm actually just going to sack 2 forests. Yeah, I mean, I still have plenty of lands for goblin trenches here. Okay. I'm going to have to start blocking this Penumbra Bobcat. It's really embarrassing, but I don't really have a choice here. Let's do that. Hunting Drake would be a great draw. Really, any spell would be a pretty good draw, I would say. That actually is a good draw. Anti-Disciple is really good. Give a creature -2/-0. Like, it actually shuts down their 2/1 here. But they also have 3 cards in hand now. I'm expecting them to have a kill spell of some kind. Oh my god, they just got Daraga's Charm back, their Gargantua. We have 17 lands in this deck. And we've drawn all of them. Not quite, but we've drawn what? 5? Well, 18 if you count Leyland, which is close enough. So 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 6 lands left in my 20 cards here. All right, I'll Vindicate. It does let me kill that, I guess. I'm going to play my land. If I draw trenches, it's good to have played the land, and I don't really need to. Like, there's just no reason for them to like make me discard it. I'm casting my spells as I play them. There's a lot of discard in this format. There's Ravenous Rats, Bog Down, Probe, Hypnotic Cloud. Dang, they're set up for grinding. They Urborg Uprising, got back their Gargantua again. All right. I still think if I draw Goblin Trenches, I can win this game, but it's going to be pretty hard if I don't. Okay, Coalition Honor Guards at least. That's more than Ancestral Recall. They cast Urborg Uprising. It draws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. It's like they cast a Wheel of Fortune. Annihilate, destroy a non-black creature. Jeez. This is just really, really brutal. All right. Fine. Okay, well, I can't really do much about that. I am going to put in Confound. It looks very good against their deck. Their deck looks very good, yes. Their deck certainly looks good. Orm's Thunder didn't have any targets. Skyship Weatherlight? Probably not on that one. They're not going to get Hypnotic Clouded quite as well as they did that game, though. Probably. I might have to take out Explosive Growth. Maybe I do play the Skyship Weatherlight over the Explosive Growth here. And I don't think I want to say Ingenuity. All right, I'll try that. I still don't really want to play first. All right, I'm going to keep this hand. This has access to every color but white. Let's see. And so hopefully we draw planes at some point. Oh my god, this is going to be so awkward. If you play one of the layers on 3 or on the draw without having played a spell, you do have to discard. Okay, well, at least I don't have to discard. There's small mercies, I suppose. Okay, so ideally, I draw planes at some point. Yeah, no. I mean, if I'm just gonna draw white cards and not draw planes, yeah, I'm gonna lose this game. It's unfortunate. One thing to note that is good if it gets to that point is if I hobble the Phyrexian Gargantua, at least then I won't. Oh my god, Frenzied Tilling. Sure. Then at least they can't get it back with their million graveyard spells. Frenzy Tilling, I told you, is a good card. All right, well, let's move on to the next match, shall we? My opponent's deck was good, and I think both games we drew quite badly. I mean, game 2 wasn't even a game, so what can you do? Are Lairs a higher or lower pick than Rav bounce lands in their respective formats? Oh, definitely a lower pick. The bounce lands are great, but and Lairs are good. They're definitely not bad. Like I'm kind of happy to like fourth pick one or whatever, but the bounce lands were like busted. The Lairs just aren't a busted card. All right, well, I guess we'll keep this hand. This hand has my the 2 cards I put in my deck last, which is generally your worst cards, of course, and then no forest for that Lay of the Land. So what I'm setting up here is I'm going to get both Mana Screwed and Mana Flooded, because I'm not going to draw a forest until later, but then once I cast the Lay of the Land, I'll probably have too many lands. Well, there's the Goblin Trenches. I still think I would have won game 1 pretty easily with that, but what if instead I didn't? Okay, Standard Bearer. Now their Nightscape Apprentice has to target that if they want to. Well, the blue ability doesn't, because you can't target it. So that's not too bad. Consume Strength. Fair. If you're going to have to get rid of it, you have to get rid of it. Okay, Crimson Acolyte. Why is there a draw step stop? Well, the good thing is if I draw a forest, I can definitely fix my mana. Opponent might also be Mana Screwed here. Black-green was not generally a base color combination, so maybe they can't do too much here. There's my forest. Let's go Nomadic Elf. And let's send in the Acolyte. And next turn we can Lay of the Land for a mountain or something. Technically I could Lay of the Land for a forest because I could filter with Nomadic Elf, but I don't really want to set myself up for that. And if I end up in a position where Nomadic Elf dies, it's going to be pretty bad. Opponent's draw is also really not working out, so they haven't played a spell in 4 turns or whatever. They played us 2 spells so far. Yeah, let's go Lay of the Land. How often are games in this format determined by mana issues? More than you would want. Like, it's I think one of the weakest points of the format. Like, the format has a lot of really fun cards in it, but I mean, like you saw last game, I kept a hand without white, didn't draw white, never played a spell. Opponent's on 2 colors and doesn't really, like, they're probably playing red, green, black. That is like the most likely 3rd color. Okay, that one's a pretty good one. When it leaves the battlefield for any reason, destroy a white creature and it can't be regenerated. So that one's certainly strong. My Crimson Acolyte's not long for this world. I guess I don't really want a Nomadic Elf, or sorry, Eladamri's Call for a white creature all that much. Let's just play another Crimson Acolyte. They're probably going to kill one, but that's okay. Yes, there's also a cycle, 1 in each set of creatures. Dream Thrush in Invasion, 1 in a blue, 1/1 flyer. Sea Snid in Plane Shift, 4 in a blue, 3/3. I have one in my sideboard. Reef Shaman in Apocalypse, 1 mana, 0/2. They all have the same ability of tap, target land becomes the basic land type of your choice to end a turn. So these work well as fixers, but they also can hose the opponent. Like, imagine they just drew their mountain, right? And they're like going to get to play some spells. On their upkeep, I can Sea Snid their mountain into a forest to set them back to 2 colors. And the fact that they could target your opponent's land was really, really nonsensical. Sure, I'll take it, I guess. Don't really think there's much better to do. Horned Kavu. Okay. That's not going to work great for them, unfortunately. So this makes you return a red or green creature to its owner's hand. They only have Horned Kavu. That's kind of like, it's a 2 mana 3/4 with the drawback, but now they have to bounce that one. Time to get into the trenches? Yeah, it probably is time to get into the trenches. I'm just going to sack one land here, make 2 1/1s, because I'm just going to send in the clowns now. I'll trade Nightscape for Crimson Acolyte, I suppose. And they take 5. Hey, Corey, 9 rounds of Pioneer. How'd you do today? I hope you did all right. Am I going to do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't know if this is the right play, but I kind of want to. I'm going to Vindicate their mountain. Pass the turn. If they don't draw another mountain, then it just kind of kills all their red cards in hand. You didn't lose a match? Dang. Another Phyrexian Bloodstock. That is that's actually pretty gross. So they drew that. Oh, you're 7-2. Well, that is also pretty good. Honestly, I don't really have any non-white creatures that are all that good. I guess actually Thornscape Apprentice is going to be fine here. Land, Thornscape Apprentice, and pass the turn. Here's where I wish I had Obsidian Acolyte, because if I had a pro black Acolyte, it would be on. Okay. Unfortunately, I do have to do some blocks here, I think. Yeah. Well, I kind of have a cheat code in that I'm just going to block with all my white creatures, and then now there's no white creatures for them to kill with the the stupid Bloodstock. Look, I'm not like thrilled with the idea, but I think it's better than just taking a bunch of damage. Urborg Uprising once again. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're back in the trenches, huh? I mean, Urborg Uprising is a messed up card. I'm not surprised anyone. Not very many people have beaten it. They're getting pretty close to dying to. I mean, Goblin Trenches just goes hard, you know. Let's just play the Caldera and bounce Swamp, and then pass the turn. Oh, actually, I maybe should have just made 2 goblins right away, because I think I'm just going to want to have made goblins end of turn anyway. I'm just throwing away all my lands and killing them with 1/1s. Let's tap down the Bloodstock. The Vindicating the Mountain actually looks like it worked out pretty well if they don't draw red and they just can't cast anything. Like, they're probably just dead now, unless they have something. Obviously, there are things they could have. Soulburn, X equals 2. So they go up to 8. Okay. Or 7. Oh, 7. I think I have lethal here. Actually, it's lethal even without the Giant Growth in hand. All right. Well, that was a kind of grimy game there. Once again, Orm's Thunder. I'm asking you to be anything other than Orm's Thunder. I'm kind of thinking Llanowar Cavalry just to block their 3/3s. Their 3/3s are going to be really annoying. I don't really have a good answer to it. I guess my one answer to it is I could try to Sisay's Ingenuity it into a red creature, but I don't think that that's very likely to work. Honorable Scout. I think this might have seemed like a small amount of constructed play. You gain 2 life for every black or red creature they control. Like against goblins, you just like gain 10 or whatever. Yes, Hobble is my best answer. The Tapper is another answer. Don't have another. Oh, no, that doesn't work. It's removed for any. It leaves the battlefield. So yeah, Hobble's just a good card. I was happy hobbling up. I'm going to leave both Crimson Acolytes in. I think my opponent probably has a decent amount of red cards in their deck. Confound counters Consume Strength. I'm not siding out Hunting Drake against an opponent who has mountains and forests in their deck. That seems like... And they had a lot of forests in their deck. There's no way they don't have a bunch of green creatures, and we certainly know they have at least Horned Kavu. If I pulled the One Ring, would I sell it or keep it? I don't know. I think all the people who are like, here's what you do if you open the One Ring, is just the dumbest Twitter threads imaginable. Like, it's like, who cares? It's not going to happen. Also, your advice isn't even good. I don't know. Whatever. It's like people who like to talk about what they do if they won the lottery. Like, here's what you have to do. You have to get a lawyer. Don't tell anyone. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, all those things are true, or some degree of them, but it's like, you don't have to be so serious about this, you know. It's not, I don't know. If you want to daydream away. I've done a lot of daydreaming in my life too. But I just find it funny because I just seen multiple Twitter threads of people very seriously laying out their well thought out plan for what you should do, and they have the right answers for if you pull the One Ring, and it's like, yeah, all right. It's just funny to see. I mean, that's why you put the One Ring in boosters, right? So people talk about it like that. It's genius from WotC's perspective. Well, they side into Grixis. All right. I can dig it, I guess. Let's play my Tower Drake here. But if you're asking me if I did pull the One Ring, I can't imagine I would keep it. I don't know. Hard to ever beat Tower Drake? Well, I'm just going to block is kind of how. All right, they had a Giant Growth. Oh, I just IRL misclicked. I just played the wrong land. I'm supposed to play the mountain there. I don't want to cast Magma Burst this turn. I wouldn't cast on either of those cards, but I certainly should have left the mana up to cast it. Okay, so I'm going to blow up a land now. Oh, there's my 6 sideboard card with the Benalish Emissary. What do I blow up? I kind of think it's Forest. Because certainly not Swamp or... Well, it could be Sulfur Vent, but it's not Swamp because Swamp... These both tap for black. And if I blow up red or blue, they can sack this for red-blue. Blowing up Forest is the only one that keeps them off a unique color. And I honestly don't have enough information about their deck to really know much more than that. I guess they look like they're 5 colors. Maybe they have more forest in their deck as a result. But this Sulfur Vent kind of gives them cover for all the other colors, so I don't really think I'm supposed to do that. They can sack it for a mana of any color, so there's that. I don't really like it, but I'm supposed to... I don't think I'm supposed to... I don't want to Magma Burst the Hunting Drake, and I don't really want to hobble it. I'm just going to wait for a little bit. Maybe I'll end up hobbling it. I don't think I really have any Kavu in my deck. I can take like another hit. My deck's pretty mana intensive, so kicking Magma Burst seems bad. I would like to just draw a Swamp and nug their hand if I can, because the Hypnotic Cloud is kind of losing efficacy here. Oh, I'm probably going to try to kill this. Oh, they sacked Archaeological Dig to play that. Okay. Forest. All right, well, now I'm probably going to Magma Burst away here. Forest. Hopefully I don't get confounded. And attack with these. Oh, I guess I could have Hunting Drake the Llanowar Dead. That is true. I did want to get the stupid Coastal Drake off the battlefield. I feel like I'll have time to Hunting Drake at some point. I don't want to cast it into a Llanowar Cavalry though. Recover the Coastal Drake. Okay. Ooh, punished for not giving Vigilance. All right. Drawing a Swamp would still be pretty good. Oh, they get to cast the Coastal Drake now too because it's cheaper thanks to Nightscape. I don't like it, but I think I am going to hobble that. Look, if they play Phyrexian Bloodstock, I have a bunch of 1/4s to block it. I think it's fine. Okay, Daragaz Caldera is actually something I'm interested in. All right, I'll give this Vigilance now. And hit. So next turn, I mean, if they draw a card they can't cast, Hypnotic Cloud's going to get all their stuff. If they play something, it might only get 2 cards. Still pretty good. Oh, they can't play something right now? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is, I mean, Hypnotic Cloud has been excellent so far. It's just a good card. Even on the splash, it can be pretty effective. It's just so brutal getting your whole hand stripped away here. What do we get? Consume Strength, Gaia's Might, and Mountain. No, I don't think I'm even attacking here because they can just regenerate. I don't want to trade 1, and then I'll take 1 on the backswing. Okay, blowing up the forest definitely did work. Thornscape. Crimson Acolyte. I'm actually still going to wait a turn before attacking because I don't want to pay a white to give this Vigilance because I want to keep Crimson Acolyte activation up. Yeah, there it is. The man, the myth, the legend. It's fine. I have a tapper now, so it's not a big deal. And I have a Helionaut. Let's just play Helionaut. Ship the turn. If they want to attack with the Bloodstock, I will actually let them. I'll just block with the Banalish Emissary. It's a 1/4. If they kill this, I don't really care. Well, they've drawn their forest. Okay. Tap down the Bloodstock. Draw. Yeah, sure. I'll give this Vigilance, I guess. Yes, we are in the Goblin Trenches waiting room. This is definitely true. And I guess I'm going to keep Forest in hand. So it's kind of tricky. There's a discard 1, a discard 2, another discard 2, and then multiple discard 3s. So by keeping Forest in hand, it's worse against discard 2 and 3, but better against discard 1 where Ravenous Rats. The main reason I think it's better is if they make me discard this to like a Hypnotic Cloud or a Bog Down, I don't really care. But if they Ravenous Rats me and I have only Hunting Drake in hand, it's really bad for me. So I think it's worth keeping a land as kind of a blocker in hand, but it's something to think about. Okay, I mean, I'll block. If they have a trick here, then I'm going to lose my 1/4. Oh man, they have a second Consume Strength. I'm going to lose them both. Well, yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, I didn't even tap the Nightscape from the other way out, but I guess I wasn't even attacking. Okay. Let's swing for 1, I guess. They can block with their Coastal Drake. This is actually eligible to block, but I don't really feel that's going to be great. Double Consume Strength, yeah, that's a reason to be green-black for sure. Death Grasp would also be a pretty good one here. Certainly would take a Goblin Trenches. Vindicate. Don't think Vindicating the Bloodstock is very good. They'll just take out, well, one of my 3 white creatures, whichever they deem the least objectionable or the most objectionable, and then I don't think killing a land is good. We're not in that kind of game anymore. I'm going to attack for 1 enough times that my Death Grasp is lethal, because this can sack for 2 mana, remember? So right now I'm Death Grasping for 8 if I play the land, so I'm actually only a few turns away. Oh, the Disciple's actually going to significantly up the clock, because we're going to get to start giving this Nomadic Elf flying, maybe. Well, that's actually mildly awkward, because they have Coastal Drake, and they might block. I think actually not blocking the Helionaut with Coastal Drake is pretty good, because if I have Kavu or something, it could be good. Okay, that's actually not bad at all for me, because A, it gives me a hunting drake target. So like that's just huge all by itself. But B, I've got a Crimson Acolyte, so I can give any creature pro red. So I think that's pretty good. I don't want to give Nomadic Elf flying an attack, because then they just block it with the Coastal Drake. I don't think that's a good exchange for me. Yeah, I mean, this is just gross. I'm going to put this back on top, and they're just going to draw it again. They did a pretty good job of making these days all the bounce to the top effects, top or bottom, controller's choice, because it's just so miserable getting something put on top that you don't want to draw. It's just an unfun experience, you know? Let's send these two. And then if they block the hunting drake, finally, I can -2/-0 their thing. Let's play another Crimson Acolyte. Just to make sure we have enough Crimson Acolytes around. And an 18-turn game is about to come to a close. Slay. Oh, that is good. I'm just going to give their Bloodstock -2/-0. I don't think there's a reason to not do that. Slay is a good card. They get to kill my thing and draw a card. I might... Flame Tongue Kavu. I mean, it's not actually going to be good here, because I have the Crimson Acolytes, but it's a good card. I wish I had enough mana to make all my creatures pro-red so that they had to target their own stuff. Oh yeah, they have Coastal Drake FTK. That is actually one of the Mondo combos. It's kind of embarrassing, but I might... I was going to say I might Vindicate Coastal Drake just to make it so... Because otherwise they could just block Hunting Drake because my Disciple's gone, but now I can just kill them with Helionaut here. Boom. Explosive Growth. With 1 green mana up, I don't think they can do a whole lot. All right, we beat a Flame Tongue Kavu. I mean, obviously they didn't draw it until... They might have had it in their hand like literally that whole game because I had Crimson Acolyte out very early. But yeah. Flame Tongue, I think, is the best card in the format. I don't know. It's possible Dromar the Banisher and like Croesus the Purger are better, but honestly, I think Flame Tongue is actually better. Hey, what up, Joey Rules? Yeah, kind of a beat that you had a Flame Tongue deck and I had double Crimson Acolyte. That's just a unfortunate kind of matchup for FTK. Oh, I did Hypnotic Cloud them, so yes, not after Hypnotic Cloud, I guess. Is there a best color in this format? I think blue is the best color, but blue and black are very, very good. Reds, basically it goes, I think, like blue, black, red, white, green. Well, it's more like blue, black, a couple good red cards where white is actually overall better. I don't know. It's kind of, I can't claim to know exactly the color balancing in the format. I'm not one of the, I didn't play IPA back when, like, in Pro Tour Grand Prix type events. I was that was a little before my time. All the colors have something going for them. There are bad cards in every format as well. Yeah, the blue-red cards from Apocalypse, like Jilt, Razorfin Hunter, Minotaur Illusionist, Fire Ice, are all crazy good. Whereas, like, the white-black cards are really bad. So, I don't know. Let's see. All right. Round 3. Passable. Yeah, GG's Joy Rules. We had a weird game one. I mean, Banalish Emissary has a pretty good chance of just mana screwing any opponent that you cast the kicker on. I really don't like that I keep having Explosive Growth in my opening hand, or a Disciple that I can't use any of the abilities for. Oh, did my opponent just skip their turn 1? I get to be on the play and the draw? That's tough. That's tough. Oh, Helionaut. There we go. All my problems are solved. So, now that I've drawn the Helionaut, what do we think about Helionaut on 3, Vindicate on 4, and Banalish Emissary on 5? Just boom, boom. Take out their lands in one fell swoop. Land destruction time? We'll see, we'll see. I'm not going to blow up a forest, but if they don't play a land this turn and then play Brith's Grove, yeah, we're blowing that up. It's a tri-land they had to return a land for. Oh, well, never mind. We're blowing that up because we have to. Because it is mandatory. It's okay. We'll get to Banalish Emissary. See, look, it's the only target I can make. We'll get to Banalish Emissary, the Rith's Grove, soon enough. Let's just pass. I'm willing to block now. I have an Explosive Growth in hand. I think that's worth it. Oh, land. Perfect. Perfect. Blow up Rith's Grove. I mean, they still had green, but yeah, they were off it. That was good enough. So we didn't get enough information to know whether we want all these Crimson Acolytes. I kind of want to take one out, and I could put an Essence Leak. Seems like they had a bunch of green creatures. All right. I don't know about this Orm's Thunder either. There's also a weirdly large amount of land destruction in this format. There's Implode, Frenzied Tilling, Banalish Emissary. There's kind of a lot. Okay, Essence Leak is definitely a card here. Let's play Standard Bearer. There's Plague Spores, Nightscape Battle Mage. Yeah, there's a lot. All right. Let's play Nomadic Elf and I guess pass the turn. I mean, they can tap down my Standard Bearer because if they want to tap something, it's the only one they can tap. Oh, Thornscape Battle Mage. Deal 2 damage. Oh yeah, there's also the Dream Thrush cycle to mana screw them. All right, I'm gonna save this. It's annoying, but what are you gonna do, right? All right, let's play Tower Drake here, adding a blue off that thing. Jeez, that's a good card. They don't have blue mana right now, but 3 and a blue tap draw card is really good. Okay, well, there's the Croesus Catacombs. I don't really like any of my options here. Let's just play a land and pass. Oh, then they have the blue. I'm going to lose really badly here in a second. I was just hoping they didn't have the blue for Banalish Heralds because I'm pretty screwed now. I don't think attacking with Tower Drake is actually good. Actually, it's probably fine now because they're not going to attack with Banalish Heralds. They're just going to be drawing cards with it. And at this point, I will trade Nomadic Elf for Thornscape Battle Mage because I have all the colors of the rainbow now. I need to just draw Vindicate really quickly here. What is this? I mean, I'm kind of glad they're tapping mana because anything they do that's not activating Banalish Heralds is a lot better. Oh, they're attacking with it? I really wish I had another trick. Okay, well, Hopefully this is something I can deal with. Penumbra Worm. All right, well, that's not so bad. I mean, obviously it's a very good card, but I can hobble that and it's not a big deal. So, and then Thornscape, land, and whack. All right, well, I can't have... I mean, that is a card that's worth skipping a drawing off Heralds for, I suppose. Yeah, I'm really not loving my spot. I don't know, that's a card. That's a card, I suppose. Let's play the Caldera. I'll play the Helionaut too. We're a ways away from trenching them out, especially since this thing can still block. But I really need to draw Death's Grasp for Vindicate. I'll target that in response because they're playing Coalition Honor Guard, which means I can't even kill the Benalish Herald now. I need to draw like multiple removal spells in a row. Okay. Yeah, I mean they're just this card is absurd. Like if you can't kill it, this format's slow enough that it just completely takes over the game. Because now they're just going to get to cast all their good cards, and it seems like they have a lot of them. Okay, no attacks. I don't think I'm supposed to jam. Oh, that's a way to win. That's a way to win. Okay, so I think I'm going to throw away a Helionaut here to deal 3 damage. Because if they block Tower Drake, I'll just pump it with the pump it, and then what I'm going to do. So our flag bearers are kind of locking each other out, where they have to tap my standard bearer, but I also have to tap their Coalition Honor Guard. I think I can make enough goblins to win the game in one fell swoop here. I mean, we'll see, right? Yeah, this looks like enough. Just tap their Honor Guard, why not? And also, they can't, and this is an instant, right? Actually, let's just cast this now, in case they have a counterspell. Oh, it only costs 3 mana. There we go. Whoa, didn't think we were getting that one. All right, we pulled out the 2-1. Could be worse. And the deck we lost to was sick. Just recurred Phyrexian Gargantua a million times. But yeah, this is a pretty decent 5-color list. I mean, the Orm's Thunder and the Explosive Growth were kind of the last 2 cards, but we had, a Death's Grasp, we had a Goblin Trenches, a Vindicate, a Magma Burst, double dubs, Helionaut, Lay of the Land, and Nomadic Elf as fixing, plus 2 layers. So not a bad deck, and this is pretty emblematic of kind of what IPA drafts look like, at least the 5-color archetype, which I do enjoy playing. So thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and of course I will see you next time.